The scene awakened reminiscence of my youth. The scene awakened reminiscence of my youth. Science, or rather halfway science, scoffs at reminiscence of Dryad and Hamadryad. Science, or rather halfway science, scoffs at reminiscence of Dryad and Hamadryad. For instance, Alexandra Fuller's Don't Let's Go to the Dogs Tonight, published in 2002, was rightly hailed as a masterpiece of nostalgic yet subtle reminiscence. Rather, it is part reminiscence, part reflection, part history, and part intuitive exploration. Sureness, ease, freedom, and the effect of personal reminiscence come only from complete mastery. On this morning she was softly and shyly radiant. Her eyes were dreamily bright, her cheeks genuine peach blow, her expression a happy one, tinged with reminiscence. A reminiscence of the concept of the dream that was held in primitive times seems to underlie the evaluation of the dream which was current among the peoples of classical antiquity. I sniffed at watching such films in those years, but now I can't help feeling sorrow in reminiscence of the occasions when all the schoolgirl of our dormitory surrounded a worn TV and watched. The concrete structure stays unclad as reminiscence to the industrial heritage and layered with a wall painting as an intellectual place for narration, interpretation and spatial extension. On this morning she was softly and shyly radiant. Her eyes were dreamily bright, her cheeks genuine 15 peach blow, her expression a happy one, 16 tinged with reminiscence. Besides, the return of the 80s, the fashion has focused on dotted skirts as a reminiscence to the 30s and 40s. The approach it reflects, known as reminiscence therapy, is common in clinical practice. In my reminiscence, my lost notebooks contain sketches for many innovative and incredible machines. If reminiscence is a sign of aging, then I must be really old. Wang Anyi expresses his abundant thinking on reminiscence and the history of Shanghai. His poems have fully expressed the deep emotion of patriotism, homesickness and reminiscence of Taiwanese, and the sense of identification and return to the motherland history and culture. They spent some time in reminiscence before turning to the business that had brought them together. But to conceive knowledge as reminiscence does not interfere with, or set aside as useless, the development of what is implicitly in man, which development is another word for mediation. To Mark Twain, as a youngster and through the eye of reminiscence, the river was all existence. I believe human sorrows originate from a homeland, near than singings, longer than reminiscence. When something beautiful has become our memory, which transforms into our reminiscence, it will become something eternal and accompany our whole life. In fact, I don't like reminiscence, I like the new things. The BW oral historical material refers to oral historical material, reminiscence, investigation records or interview records relevant to Japan BW. In fact, I don't like reminiscence, I like the new things. Wishes tomorrow are better and better.